From impregnating a child to murdering their wife, here are 5 celebrities who got away with horrible crimes. And to start off the list is one of the most disgusting celebrities, Bill Cosby. It all went down when Andrea Constand accused him of drugging and her in 2004. Cosby was arrested in 2015 and found guilty in 2018. At his trial, 5 other women testified about similar assaults, supporting Constand's claims. Cosby was sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison. However, in 2021, his conviction was overturned by the Pennsylvania Supreme Court on procedural grounds.
I think, like a lot of people, I was really giving Bill the benefit of the doubt. And then I had a conversation with an old friend. Bumped into her, I hadn't talked to her in a couple of years. I just thought, hey, he used to be like your mentor. And for 2 hours, she sat in my car, crying, telling me her story. And at that moment, something changed for me. She turned to me and she said, she wiped her face and she said, "Do you believe me?" And I said, "Yes, I believe you." And that was the change. And I had to look with sober eyes at what was going on.
Cosby had reached a non-prosecution agreement with a previous district attorney, Bruce Castor, which allowed him to speak openly during a civil case brought by Constand without fear of criminal charges. This testimony was later used to convict him, a move the court ruled violated his due process rights. Due to this technicality, Cosby's conviction was vacated, and he was released after serving just 2 years of his sentence. Now obviously Cosby's early release made many of us furious, with many viewing the decision as a miscarriage of justice, especially after over 60 women later publicly accused him of sexual assault. This is his life sentence. He'll never regain who we all thought he was. Still, the punishment for drugging and 51 girls should be more than 2 years in and reputation destruction. Why would he even care? He got away with the crimes for decades. He did a mere 2 years and walked away. His life isn't suddenly ruined at 83 years old because he finally had to stop being famous. But I mean, at least his legacy is absolutely torn after his convictions, unlike Karl Malone, whose career and reputation actually grew after his disgusting crimes. The NBA Hall of Famer faced heavy accusations of impregnating a 13-year-old girl, Gloria Bell, when he was 20 and a college basketball player at Louisiana Tech. Bell gave birth to their son, Demetrius Bell, who later became an NFL player. Despite this, Malone was never criminally charged. Her family chose not to press statutory charges, reportedly because they believed Malone's future NBA success would provide more riches than pursuing legal action, which is absolutely disgusting on the family's behalf. Although Bell sued Malone for paternity, they settled out of court under undisclosed terms. Malone has largely avoided discussing or acknowledging the scandal publicly, maintaining an incredibly successful career despite his disgusting crime. The issue resurfaced in 2023, reigniting public outrage over his past actions. Many criticised Malone's lack of accountability and the NBA's willingness to overlook his history. I guess no one cares about protecting children no more. It's almost as if this guy could get away with murder without any legal consequence. Exactly like what happened with O.J. Simpson. Now, as we all probably know, the former NFL star was accused of the brutal of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend Ron Goldman in June 1994. Despite overwhelming public suspicion and significant evidence, Simpson was acquitted in 1995 after a highly publicised and controversial trial. The dude was so guilty he ended up trying to flee from police in a massive live police chase in his white Bronco, and then had the audacity to later say he's not guilty. Simpson's defence, led by attorney Johnny Cochran, used the phrase, "If it doesn't fit, you must acquit," referring to the infamous glove found at the crime scene, which appeared too small when Simpson tried it on during the trial. The defence also heavily focused on discrediting the LAPD, especially Detective Mark Furman, accusing him of racism and evidence tampering. And yet the jury somehow believed this? Well, actually, maybe they didn't. People are saying the prosecution made mistakes and were overconfident. That's not the issue. The jurors knew OJ was guilty, but according to one jury member, 90% of the jurors voted not guilty as payback for Rodney King. For those of you who don't know, Rodney King was a victim of police brutality, sparking the 1992 LA riots due to the officers being acquitted for assault.
Do you think that they're members of the jury that voted to acquit OJ because of Rodney King?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
How many of you think felt that way?
Oh, probably 90% of us.
Did you feel that way?
Yes.
That was payback.
Uh-huh.
Funnily enough, years later in 2007, Simpson was convicted of armed robbery and kidnapping in a separate case, leading some to view it as a form of belated justice. Nonetheless, the dude fully got away with a double homicide, just like how Kevin Spacey got away with assaulting minors. Dating back to his time as the artistic director of London's Old Vic Theatre between 2001 and 2013, Kevin Spacey has been accused by over 30 men, ranging from groping of minors. However, the accusations which blew this entire case up to begin with came from Anthony Rapp, who accused him of making a sexual advance in 1986 when Rapp was just 14 years old. After Rapp's allegations, several other men came forward, accusing Spacey of similar behaviour. The Old Vic launched an internal investigation, leading to 20 additional allegations of inappropriate behaviour between 1995 and 2013.
Where do you live now? Well, it's funny you asked that question, because this week, where I have been living in Baltimore, is being foreclosed on. My house is being sold at auction.
I mean, are you facing bankruptcy?
Been a couple of times when I thought I was going to file, but we've managed to sort of dodge it.
One man alleged that Spacey performed non-consensual oral sex on him after the man fell asleep at Spacey's London apartment. Other accusers detailed incidents of Spacey aggressively grabbing their crotches, sometimes while they were driving. In 2023, he was tried in a London court on 9 charges. Spacey's defence team portrayed the encounters as consensual, arguing that the accusers were seeking financial gain. After a month-long trial, a jury found Spacey not guilty on all 9 charges.
How much money do you have?
None. Well, I mean, you have some sense of legal bills.
Yeah.
I still owe a lot that
You're
I have not been able to pay.
You're actually in debt.
Yes.
Do you mind me asking how much you owe?
Many millions.
Not guilty is not the same thing as innocent. Most in the US are never arrested, charged or tried, much less convicted. A not guilty verdict is uninteresting to me. I think it's weird that a couple of the people that accused him died. I side-eye that shit all day long. Maybe another thing we should probably side-eye is the slap on the wrist Chris Brown received for his crimes. Chris Brown's got a long list of allegations, with accusations ranging from violent assaults to sexual misconduct, yet he has largely avoided any long-term consequences. The biggest case occurred in 2009 when he physically assaulted Rihanna. Her face was visibly bashed up, leading to a battery charge against Brown. He was sentenced to probation, which he completed in 2015, which many of us feel was an absolute slap on the wrist.
So I had new music and she was just scratching it up. I just seen her scratching it up with the keys. So I started snatching the bag. And I was like, you know what, you got the keys, you can drive home. By this time her lip was busted. She had a knot because I pushed her head up against the window. And a lot of the times, like, I look back at that picture and I'm just like, yo, bro, like, that's not me, bro. That's not me. Like.
Since then, Brown has faced multiple allegations of violence and misconduct. In 2016, he was involved in a standoff with police after a woman accused him of threatening her with a gun at his Los Angeles mansion. Despite the serious nature of the accusation, charges were never even filed. Over the years, Brown has also faced various assault accusations, including hitting a photographer and physically attacking women. Yet many of these cases were either dropped or settled out of court. Brown's legal issues continued with sexual assault allegations, including a 2017 case where a woman claimed she was assaulted during a party at his home. This lawsuit, along with a 2020 accusation that he drugged and a woman on a yacht, were either settled or dismissed. Yet despite all these disgusting crimes, his music career has remained largely unaffected, and he still continues to maintain a strong fan base, with much of the mainstream still praising him. Why is there not more backlash against Chris Brown? Beyond what he did to Rihanna, his laundry list of crimes and assaults over well over a decade should be enough to cancel anyone, and his voice and music has never been beyond passable. It's not like he's Michael Jackson or anyone else who completely changed the industry, so why are fans still so die-hard for him? Why do so many producers and artists still want to collab? Beyond subreddits like this, people always seem to be posting videos and articles portraying him in the best light, or outright lying to negate his past actions. Well, I guess in this world some people just don't receive the justice they deserve. Anyway, you guys are legends. Last video we got to 300 subscribers, which is huge. I've been reading every single comment and you guys have been so supportive. Love you all.